Alright, so we're skipped ahead a few steps. Didn't film any of it. So here we are now. I've brought the axle to my house so I can do some welding on it. I don't have enough electricity yet to do welding in my garage. So we got the axle completely tore apart, as you just now saw. And I've transported it to my house, and I've already got the leaf spring brackets welded on. So I'm going to kind of go through how I went about doing that after watching about a dozen other YouTube videos. So the brackets are now welded on. So what I did here is, right before I chopped them off, I set a square on here and lined it up with the old mount. So I just found center of this hole and lined it up with the square. Then I punched a bunch of dots into the metal to make a line where the center line of this hole used to be. And then I simply measured over my measurement of 1 inch and an eighth, and then that was going to be my new center line of this hole. Also, this measurement from here to here is 4 1/4. So that way I made sure that each one was also equal distance from the end of the axle. And then my leaf springs on the Mazda truck are 40 3/4 of an inch outside of this hole to the outside of that hole. And so that is what our measurement is perfectly. I decided, the original mounts, they had the axle raked up, so like this diff was pointing towards the sky a lot, because I would assume a Isuzu Trooper, higher ride clearance. The Mazda truck's sitting pretty low, so I made this about a 10-degree angle rather than a 20-degree angle. So now this diff will only be pitched up 10 degrees and not like 20, because the Mazda trucks get sit a lot lower. We're upside down anyways, so like that. Breather on top. So now we're gonna wire wheel this, maybe put some rust converter on it, and then paint it black. That's probably the next time you'll see it. Though as for the differential, found out it was an open diff, so now we're here. So I have cleaned this thoroughly in the solvent tank and then sprayed a bunch of brake clean all over it, and then I went through with some acetone on some Q-tips, and I need to do it on this side. Go in here and wipe every single tooth to get all the grease off of it, and then I wrapped it in tin foil so that the MIG splatter doesn't get on my gears, because sometimes it's hot enough to actually stick, and it is just a little easier to kind of keep it cleaner. After I'm done doing this, I will clean it again. So I'm going to go in here and actually just weld focus. There we go. Actually, I'm just going to weld these two teeth together right here, and then do that on all 4 corners, and then weld this gear to the hub on this backside, and then also get to weld this gear to the side of the hub. I'm not going to use any extra steel. I believe this way will work just fine. There it goes back and forth on the internet. What's the best way to do this? I don't know. We'll see how this works. I think this will work. I didn't want to chop up any metal. I'm kind of limited on resources at the welding garage. Alrighty, now I feel real good about it. All welded up. First diff I've ever welded. I think it's gonna work. Got all four corners. Welded that gear there. Welded that gear back in there. And do the same to this side. So we'll put that gear back in there. So now we just got to clean it up, get most of the BBs out. But by using the tinfoil, you know, none of the BBs stuck out here. So a lot less cleaning to do. And we'll put a little bit of grease preemptively on these bearings. This is going to get sealant and go back into the differential. So I got the diff back in there, fully welded. I think it's going to work out great. So there was no gasket here, so we used some good RTV. We installed new seals in the end of here. Found some at O'Reilly's. And yeah, we're coming back together. The next is to prep it for some black paint. We're going to paint this whole thing as an assembly. And then we're going to work on the leaf springs, trying to get them situated. All right. To get the leaf springs out was a lot trickier than I thought. I also got paint on me from painting the axle. So real quick, how to remove your leaf springs in your Mazda B22. Specifically, this is an 89. So you're going to need a torch. You're going to need a 24mm socket and a 12mm socket and a 19mm socket. What you're going to do first is you're going to use the torch and torch the two giant nuts on the back shackle. The back shackle will hold up the back of the leaf spring. Torch those nuts first. Don't even put your socket on it. Just use the torch. Get them real hot. They'll spin off super easy. Next, you want to torch, again, the bushing of the leaf spring on the outside. Just get this thing super hot. Careful. Do not light the bushing on fire. Avoid lighting the bushing on fire and torch this until, I don't know, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, till it literally starts boiling the rubber. And then you'll be able to pry it off of the shackle. And then torch that as well. The frame mount. Torch that till literally the bushing is boiling. Avoid lighting the bushing on fire though. And then you can literally, it slides out super easy. Otherwise you're gonna hate your life. And then the front one. This one was a lot easier because it's far away from the gas tank, so I could be torch happy. This one was super easy. 2 12mm bolts, 24mm nut, and then I torched this nut first, and then took it off, and then I torched the bolt, and then I came to this other side and torched this flange in the center of it a lot, and then just knocked it out with a hammer, and doink, and it all popped out and fell off. The other side near the gas tank was a little harder because I didn't necessarily use the torch as much because, you know, gas tank. So yeah, now we are going to clean these up and we're going to take them apart, flip a leaf over, and put it back together with new bushings that are on the way. Alright, so we're flipping the leaf springs now. I have gotten one done. I disassembled it, which I'll show you here in a second, and then reassembled it with the top leaf, the one with the eyes, is flipped over and bolted back together with the heavy load spring and a nice grade 8 bolt. Chose an Allen head so it goes up into the axle location easier. Bushings are interesting. We got two different kinds going on here. These are the ones I got off Rock Auto. Well, I'm not going to take it out. But it's just a rubber bushing on the outside with a steel sleeve. And there's two in here. There's one on either side. That one fits the front shackle bolt, I guess you would say. Goes right there. that one looks like this when you get it unbolted. Focus. There's two bolts on either side of it and a big nut. So that one goes through the rubber bushing. These other bushings I got from Kansas City Spring Company, Leaf Spring Company. They do not fit in the factory bolt, so what does? Well, the back perch, the back leaf spring mount. The bolts fit through there, but this sleeve won't. These were insanely rusty, and I mean they still are, but that's all one thing. That's part of the bolt. Like, I tried to grind it off on this other one right here, but like, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut these off, go get new bolts that are all the same diameter, that'll fit inside here, and then we'll just tack those on there. So anyways, what I'm working on now, flipping the springs. So I got this leaf spring all taken apart, super easy. You just gotta torch the little bolt holding them together and get it undone. It won't spring apart in its original orientation, or at least mine didn't. But now, since I got them taken apart, I have this main leaf, as you can see, upside down. That is what is flipping the leaf. I had to torch these and bend them outwards to free the springs to get this main one out of here. Yeah, this is a mess. This is man, this is not my favorite thing to do. This is just a mess. Got stuff everywhere. Anyways, we're out here, we're working. So the rubber ones go in the front, and then this one will go in the back. And it just, yeah. Once I got all the rust cleaned out of here, yeah, this is just, it just, bloop. I don't know if that's supposed to be pressed or not. Oh, here's the other bushing. Yeah. So these are the ones I got off Rock Auto. It's a different hole diameter than that one. So this one fits, like I said, the front mount, like really nice and snug. So I got all the rust cleaned out of this eye and just pushed them in there. They just pushed in there. They won't come out like that one will. So we got to go get bolts to fix this situation. So that stuff. So now what I'm gonna do is you're gonna need to get yourself a piece of all thread, 4 nuts, and some washers. And this is just sitting here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crank these nuts down and bring this together. It's slow, it's tedious, it's a little edgy, I will admit, but I'm gonna tighten these down. And guys, remember, when you do this, safety first. Safety first. So I had my piece of all thread here. It was 20 inches long and double nutted it kind of the whole way. And when I got it close enough down finally, started putting these C-clamps on it. And now we're sucked down all the way. So now I'm going to have it in the vise, 2 clamps, and we're going to pull the all thread out, ream the hole, and put our heavy duty Allen bolt in there. And that's pretty much basically how you flip the spring. It's not happy. It really isn't happy. Though I'm going to, once I get this bolted together, we'll move these clamps out to here, clamp these together, heat these up a little bit so I can bend them with the hammer and close the pack like I did over here. And just like that, we got them back together. I just used a combination of the vise, And C-clamps to clamp here and here, and then use the vise to curl those back together. This side turned out pretty good too. New bushings and a new bolt. And we're just gonna put them back in the truck. I think it's gonna be okay.